The movie begins in Berlin, Germany at the start of World War II. Hitler is seen discussing war and Nazis with his coach. Interestingly, Hitler doesn't seem to be a fan of the traditional Nazi greeting style and decides to change things up. In the next scene, we see Hitler feeling a bit faint and waking up in a forest. As he looks up at the sky, he doesn't see any enemy aircraft and assumes they must be taking a break. In a stroke of bad luck, a ball rolls over to him and stops near him. When he emerges from the bushes, he spots a group of children playing nearby and ponders about their future as the nation's youth. In an unexpected turn of events, the children come over to retrieve their ball and notice Hitler's woeful state. They ask him what's wrong and he inquires about the whereabouts of a certain Gerhardt Street. Meanwhile, a news reporter by the name of Fabian is filming the children's football game and inadvertently captures Hitler's face on camera. Hitler puts on his cap and wears it on his head. He starts to walk towards Gerhardt State. As he comes across the road, everyone gets astonished to notice him. They were taking pictures while coming near to him. Hitler was astonished to watch new inventions. Actually, he was confusing the present with the time that has been shown at the start of the movie. Next, he notices a modern car. He then remembers that he has never watched such a car. He begins to question whether he is in a coma, as he missed a victory. Now Hitler realizes whatever is going on he isn't aware of his. So to get a better grip on the situation, he starts collecting information. He inquires about the location of this place from a nearby person. But the man didn't answer him and started to capture a photo. Later on, Hitler notices a lady who was on call in the German language. Hitler goes to her hurriedly and inquires, but she becomes afraid of him and pepper sprays his eyes. Hitler, while trembling, goes into a news shop. As he reads the date, October 2014, he becomes shocked. He falls down in this condition on the ground. In the next scene, he reaches a TV station. Here the boss appreciates Mr. Christoph for his good job. But still, he doesn't make Christoph MD but rather makes Miss Bellini the MD. Watching this, Christoph becomes shocked and became disappointed. He comes into an office and takes out his anger on a struggling filmmaker. Fabian, the filmmaker, tries to convince his boss that he'll work delicately, but Christoph throws him out of office by calling his guards. Later on, we watch Hitler again as he wakes up and finds himself in a news shop. He confirms today's date from the owner of the shop. The shop owner tells him the date of 2014. Watching this, he becomes really shocked. He was still confused and assumed the time of World War II. He inquired from the shop owner if he had kidnapped him. The shopkeeper responds negatively, so Hitler goes on to question whether he is an enemy spy playing a trick on him. He also adds if he is the spy of the enemy, he'll shoot him. The shop owner doesn't understand and considers him an actor who plays a character. The shop owner gives Hitler chocolate, which Hitler takes and smells first. After smelling, he states that this is industry-pressed grains. Hitler states this chocolate was made with modern and advanced machines. Next, the shop owner inquires Hitler if they're making a documentary film, would you work for us? Hitler doesn't respond but demands a newspaper. Hitler notices this is a Turkish newspaper. He further demands a German newspaper. As he gets out of the shop, he notices some Turkish people. After watching Turkish people in Berlin, he is astonished. Hitler, by reading the newspaper, concludes that they didn't win the war, and now Germany was in hands of inexperienced women. He realizes Poland also exists near Germany and states if they couldn't win the war, it was a useless war. In the next scene, Fabian was watching the video for which he was fired from the job. Watching his video, his mother notices something strange. She asks to pause the video and points out Hitler in the movie. Fabian, upon this discovery, also becomes astonished. In the next scene, Hitler is in the same shop. The shop owner suggests he should wash his dress as they are smelling. So Hitler goes into the laundry and asks them to wash his uniform and demands another uniform, but gets denied. In the next scene, we watch Hitler wearing jeans and a sweater walking down a street. Meanwhile, the shopkeeper introduces Fabian to Hitler. Here Fabian becomes astonished by watching his appearance. Fabian asks if he could make a video on modern Germany. Hitler likes this idea, so Fabian takes some cash in his mother's car and leaves for his journey. Later on, we notice Hitler and Fabian taking interviews of people related to politics. After taking interviews, Hitler realizes that after him there is a great impact on democracy. He feels anger in people. He notices the same views of the masses as in 1930. It means the politics of Germany wasn't still strong. Later when they are making an animal documentary, a dog bites Hitler's finger. Hitler shoots the dog angrily. Fabian, when notices this, rebukes him. Afterward, Fabian runs out of money, so he comes up with a plan. Hitler would make funny sketches of people on the street and they would sell them for profit. Hitler agrees and people seem to enjoy the experience, earning a good sum in return. After gathering enough cash, they resume their trip. On the other hand, Fabian's videos of Hitler are becoming popular. They have started to gather a lot of views because of Hitler. In the next scene, Fabian again visits his office to meet Christoph. Christoph initially dismisses him, but after watching the videos he gets impressed and demands the contact of Hitler from Fabian. Fabian brings Hitler to the office, but Christoph, upon meeting him, considers Hitler mad. As he was about to order Fabian to take him out, Hitler goes into the director's office and asks Bellini that together they'll save Germany. Bellini assigns a task to Mr. Christoph to broadcast a show for Hitler. Christoph intentionally broadcasts a sarcastic show for Hitler. As Hitler goes on stage and starts to speak, everyone becomes silent. Listening to Hitler's ideas and views, the show becomes popular. On the other hand, watching Bellini's show hit, Christoph becomes furious because his plan is ruined. Later, he finds the video of Hitler killing the dog. Christoph broadcasts it, and because of it, the career of Hitler and Bellini is ruined as they are fired from their jobs. Now Christoph becomes the director. In the next scene, Hitler compiles his book on the 21st century with the help of Fabian and Bellini. That is named Look Who Is Back, which becomes bestseller book of the year. Back at the channel, Christoph is worried as after the departure of Hitler from the channel, his rating decreased and they were about to close down. As a last-ditch effort, his employer suggests him to hire Hitler again. He agrees and starts looking for Hitler. On the other side, Hitler is beaten by two Nazis for making fun of their leader Hitler. Resultantly, Hitler becomes hospitalized. After this incident becomes public, Hitler gains the sympathies of the German population. In the next scene, we watch Fabian, who upon watching his old videos, realizes that this Hitler is the real Hitler. After knowing this, he becomes astonished and visits the hospital hurriedly. As Hitler regains his senses, he watches Bellini hovering over him. Soon Fabian reaches to the hospital and finds Bellini. Fabian informs her that this is the real Hitler, but Bellini doesn't believe him and orders the staff to throw him out, but Fabian manages to escape. When he reaches a movie studio and points Hitler's own gun at him, he declares Hitler a monster, but Hitler states that he is selected by the people of Germany. If I were a monster, why they all voted for me? Fabian still shoots Hitler and he falls from the rooftop. But as Fabian turns around, Hitler appears behind him, stating that no one could kill him because he's alive in the hearts of people. Here it is revealed that this all was for a movie shoot. Fabian was not real, but someone else was acting as Fabian wearing his face mask. Next, we see Fabian in a mental hospital because apparently he was telling everyone that this man is the real Hitler. As the shooting for the movie comes to an end, Hitler decides to join politics and becomes more popular. He has more power than he had in the past. In the last scene, we notice Hitler and Bellini in a car, while an audio clip of Hitler was played in which he states, "I can work with this." This concludes our recap of the movie Look Who's Back. If you enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe to our channel. See you guys in the next part.